Well, hello YouTube. Uh, it is a fine January day in 2010, and looking at the temperature here, actually it was about 22 degrees here in the shop before I built a fire in the little wood stove, which doesn't really warm it up in here, but it makes it warmer. Maybe warm enough to work later. So today I thought I would give you guys a little winterization tip. So I'm going to set my camera up on this tripod. I've got the seat off of my motorcycle, and I'm going to look at something that people oftentimes, when winterizing motorcycles or anything else that you're going to store for the winter, a lot of people neglect to take care of the battery. Now this battery came in this motorcycle in April of 2005, so I'm actually really excited that it's lasted, well, in another 3 months it'll be 5 years old. And that's the longest I've ever had a motorcycle battery last for me. Probably a great deal of that is because it's a gel cell battery, which has its own drawbacks in price. But years ago when I rode, the batteries, gel cells, weren't invented yet, or they were only available for aircraft and things like that. So I found that the batteries lasted a year or two at best on a motorcycle, just because the suspension isn't nearly on a motorcycle usually what it is on a car. And so the battery plates inside would eventually bounce around and get together, and then you'd lose power on yourselves. One of the very worst things that you can do to a lead acid battery is let it go low on voltage, because it begins to the sulfuric acid inside begins to build up sulfates. They separate from the sulfuric acid solution, and they stick to the lead plates inside the battery. And when these sulfates build up, they block the electrons from moving back and forth between the anodes and cathodes. So here's something that we're going to look at to winterize a motorcycle and get your maximum battery life out of a motorcycle battery. So what I'm going to be showing you today is how to put a battery maintainer, how to attach a battery maintainer to your motorcycle. Now this one is called the battery minder. I'm not sure, I bought this probably 10 or 12 years ago, and it still works great. I'm not sure if they still make this brand. I believe I got this from a company called Northern Tools. It was like a catalog company. But what I like about this is it's actually got electronics inside. It's got a microchip in there, and it won't overcharge your battery, which is really important. You can get a regular battery charger like for a car, and even on the trickle charge mode, if you leave that hooked up all the time, it will actually overcharge your battery and boil all of the acid out, boil all the water out of the acid, and it'll ruin a battery. This one won't. This one has got a smart technology that knows when to feed the battery juice and when not to. It's also got something really cool right here, and this is I don't know if you can read that right there. This will actually desulfate your plates. So if they've already started building up those sulfates that I was talking about earlier, you can hook this up and push this button here, and this little green light will start to flash, and it will actually pulse a higher voltage electricity on and off to your battery, and it will just kind of shock the sulfates off the plates. And I found that this works really well if you've got a battery that's kind of so-so, maybe getting a little bit old but is not entirely shot yet. You can hook it up to this. This won't hurt the battery, according to the paperwork either. You can push this desulfate button, whether it's desulfated or not, and it will do what it's supposed to do, but it won't hurt the battery. Now we follow the cord over here. Here we go. It's got this quick disconnect, and that's one of the things I liked about this unit. Maybe a lot of the other ones have these, I'm not sure. But you can either put these regular clamps on, which I usually have used it this way, or it's got another cord, which is over here. This is what I'm going to be doing today. This cord has got a pair of terminals that attach to the vehicle, and then it's got this quick disconnect end here, which goes on there, and you can leave this hooked up to your motorcycle, which is what I would recommend doing. I'm surprised I haven't done it, but I'm going to today, so I can just go ahead and keep my battery charged perfectly. A battery is supposed to sit at 13.2 volts, and as I was saying earlier, when battery voltage gets low, that's what kills your battery. It will just ruin them if it falls below 12 volts. So this will keep it. This machinery here, device will keep your battery lasting long. So on this motorcycle, this is a Harley Davidson. It's a 2005 Softail Heritage Classic. Most motorcycles will be similar, but the battery is mounted under the seat. Seat being like this. Take it off. There's a screw on each side of the seat, and then the front of the seat has got a clip in it that fits right under here and holds it in. You'll notice that the battery, if you don't know, the battery has got a negative and positive terminal, and so we're going to disconnect the negative terminal. Loosen that up, and then we will loosen up the positive terminal. Now, I guess technically the best way to do it, it's kind of hard to get to these bolts here. The best way to do it technically is to remove the positive terminal first. Because your battery could ground out against something if you were taking the battery out. This is about the only tool you need. This is a 10mm wrench. This is a ratcheting wrench, but the ratcheting part won't fit in there very easily. So you can see that the cord is actually marked red and blue, but the blue is the negative in this case. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. What I need to do with this wire is just make sure it's going to be available when the seat is on, but not in the way and not hanging out. We run it right out under the frame here. Just have it sticking out. Okay. Now the last thing to do is to connect the unit, which here is the one of the things I like about this particular battery maintainer, and maybe a lot of them this way, I don't know. This is the only one I have, so that's all I've got to base it on. It's idiot proof, so you can't hook it up wrong, which is really exciting for me. As long as you got those terminals connected correctly on your battery and you're not taking this piece off here, on and off. Once you get it on there, it's on there, and then all you got to do is plug these in, and they mate male to female. So set the camera down, and so that's what they look like when they're plugged in together correctly. Then you see here I don't even have this plugged in, and my LED light says my battery condition is green, so that's good. And then I'm going to plug this in. This will keep you going. Hope this was informative to you guys, and leave your comments and anything down below. All right, have a blessed day. And this is Loud Pipes saying, Loud Pipes save lives, but Jesus saves souls.